If McLovin from Superbad is one of the major players in your movie, I think it's time to reevaluate the budget.
Fright Night is a 2011 remake of a 1985 movie of the same title in which our protagonist, Charlie Brewster, discovers his neighbor Jerry is a vampire, and after discovering he is not the sparkling homosexual type, begins to fear for his girlfriend Amy, and his mother Punky's lives. Desperately, he goes to see Chris Angel, a Vegas magician, to seek help in fighting the undead menace. This movie has some great actors in it, those three being Colin Farrell, who plays Jerry, the Sharkman neighbor that's supposed to be a vampire, who has recently moved to the Las Vegas Strip because he is all sexy, and they needed something to distract me from the fact that I never get to see Amy's tits in this movie. David Tennant, yeah, the motherfucking doctor, as Peter Vincent, a Vegas stage magician who starts off as a coward afraid of everything, but upon finding that Jerry is the same vampire that killed his parents, nuts up Tallahassee style and joins Charlie for the final battle. As a consolation prize, we do get to see his tits, though. And McLovin, who plays Evil Ed, Charlie's former best friend that may or may not have made some more embarrassing YouTube videos than mine. Our story begins with Charlie and his mother Punky, whose name I will repeat until someone gets it, outside their home talking about their new neighbor when his girlfriend shows up and they go to school, at which point I start picking the people I want to see get offed first. Ed tells Charlie about their naughty sex tape and threatens to show it if they do not go visit their other friend's house. Upon finding nothing, Charlie goes home and Ed gets killed. Charlie, seeing Ed is not home, goes to delete said embarrassing film off his laptop and finds proof that Jerry is in fact a bloodsucker. Then Jerry asks Charlie for some beer and kills a girl. Charlie watches this because he needs an excuse to save his perpetual virginity from the attractive girl wanting to ride him like a rodeo bull. Jerry sees Charlie watching, and the next day Charlie Googles how to pick a lock. Then breaks into Jerry's house, dragging the girl we knew was screwed out, at which point she sparkles, then explodes. That day Charlie goes to see David Tennant, and David Tennant laughs and kicks him out. Charlie goes home and prepares to get his life forever changed by a shirtless man in the desert, but his mom and Amy show up, so, trying to protect them, he gets his house blown up. When they try to escape, they run Jerry over and drag his carcass along the highway until they're rear-ended by a character that might as well have been named Meat because he is quickly feasted on and killed. Then Jerry gets stabbed by a real estate sign and they take Charlie's mom to the hospital and place crosses all over her room. Instead of waiting in the safe room that they've just established, they decide to go see David Tennant, who realizes that he signed a contract with the producer of this movie and agrees to help them so he can pad out the amount of screen time he is supposed to have. Soon they are attacked by the vampire McLovin, who has probably just showed up to steal all of the doctor's booze. A fight ensues and Charlie gets his ass kicked, although he does get a good hit with an axe right to McLovin's neck, but not following through enough to kill him. Amy hits him in the face with a mace just before the two could rekindle their romance, and then Charlie kills him. The two escape, but Jerry gets his freak on and seduces Amy, who he then turns, so without options, Charlie goes back to David Tennant and begs him to join his quest, which he says no, hoping to be out of this movie. Charlie then goes to the most redneck convenience store I have ever seen and buys a one-piece jumpsuit, boots, a crossbow, and several stakes flat, telling the cash register he is going to kill a vampire. I'm pretty sure that's when the guy behind the counter should tell him that the Sugar Plum Fairy Council forbids stuff like that. But no, the guy just wanted the money. Arriving at Jerry's house, David Tennant is waiting because he needs just a few more seconds on screen to get that fat paycheck, and the two go inside and are quickly trapped in the little sunlight they've created by shooting the floor. The last child of Gallifrey quickly turning, Charlie lights himself on fire, for some reason, and then hugs Jerry, stabbing him, making everything good forever. Peter has now turned into a badass vampire hunter, avenged his parents, and allowed Charlie and Amy, two underage minors, to bang in his penthouse in Vegas, surrounded by alcohol. Then again, I'd live it up while I could, knowing I would soon regenerate into Quasimodo with a bow tie if I were him. Normally, I'd add one last silly line here, but instead I decided to show you a clip from the movie.
Or how about that one time you took my Stretch Armstrong so you could tie it around your balls and jerk off for an hour?
Stop.
Then be my backup.
Okay, fine. Adam's after school.
Don't be late. I'd really like stretch back, by the way.